preparation, preparing you for this 2024 tax season. Yes, listen, don't leave your money on the table. I repeat, don't. Plan ahead. You'll be so glad that you did. Listen, start by gathering your documents now. You need help? Just ask us. Next, contact your tax professional at Jackson Action Tax Preparation LLC. Let them know that you are ready to get the max. Lastly, breathe easy. You deserve it. You did it. Yes, allow Jackson to put action behind.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to High School Football Final here on Jackson Sports Media. We're back again with another action-packed episode. Fellas, we back again. We'll thank our sponsor, Jackson Action Tax Preparation. Help let Jackson put action behind taxes this tax season. File with Jackson Action Tax Preparation for your tax season coming season. We're here with my esteemed guests. Thank you for being the sponsors. I want to bring in Hunter Williams, my esteemed guest, and Robert Mack. We're back again, the big trio for high school football final week 10 preview. Listen, guys, we got a lot to talk about tonight. We're having something different. We're going to have some guests come on tonight. But let's go over some games that we did not hit on. Hunter, I think you told us before we went on air that you're going to the Columbia Clay game this Friday night. Let's talk about the Tigers.
I am. Yeah, I actually confirmed that about 2 hours before he came on the show. But yeah, I'll be over there Clay tomorrow. This is the first time I've ever been over to their stadium, but I saw it before when we went last time I went to St. Augustine. So looked like a pretty good size area. Looks like I imagine it's gonna be a very compact house tomorrow. Like obviously because like Clay's one of the one of the most consistent programs over there. I know they're struggling a bit this year, but that they have a good fan base. I'm expecting a packed house, and hopefully Columbia will bring a decent amount of fans to try to keep it balanced as much as possible, of course. But yeah, for essentially you're talking about two teams that are currently ranked 9th and 10th in the FHSA standings for Class 4A Region 1. Columbia is in a spot where they have to win their last two games to get in the playoffs. So it's already starting to feel like a playoff atmosphere as we come to these last few weeks. And it'll probably feel like a playoff atmosphere tomorrow night.
So my question to you is this. Both teams coming to 3-5. Like I said, they're outside looking in for the top 8. What is your keys for both schools to get the job done? And who's your favorite to win tomorrow night between the Blue Devils and the Tigers?
From what I've seen I haven't seen Clay this year. I have seen Columbia quite a bit. I would say Clay's key to this game is force turnovers and I force Columbia to have to be one-dimensional. From what I saw for much of the season, Columbia has struggled a bit with the pass, and whenever they've been forced to throw, they typically haven't had good results. I think the Bulls game, they threw 5 interceptions in that game.
Sheesh.
And when you turn the ball over like that, you're not going to win many games. So I would say that for Clay, they have to force turnovers. Obviously, Columbia's defense has played well for the most part this season. Obviously they've given up points typically late in the games after they've been on the field for much of the game. I would say that if Columbia can try to limit how many possessions that Clay gets, they can keep the score down pretty low. So every points will be a premium for Clay. And I guess you could say the same for Columbia.
So who your favorite winning that matchup?
I think that from looking at some of the results from both teams so far, I would lean Columbia right now. I'd say probably in the range of 10 to 13. but Columbia's actually going to have to play mistake-free if they want to be able to pull out that win regardless. Because Clay is basically playing for whatever shot they have at still going to the playoffs. So
Right.
you'll get the best of Clay tomorrow.
Well, that's gonna be a good football game down there in Great Coast Springs. The Tigers traveling about 2 hours maybe for that matchup against
Hour and a half.
the Blue Devils. Hour and a half, something like that. So that's gonna be a very interesting matchup. A couple of other matches we didn't talk about on Monday. Interesting matchup. Buchholz taking on Barton Trail for the second time in less than a year. The Bears gave Buchholz all they can handle down there since it's still last year in the playoffs, but fell short of knocking off the Bobcats. What does Buchholz have to do this time around, Hunter, to sweep the Bears for the second time in less than a year?
Oof. From what
because it's a totally different Buchholz team from the last year's team.
That is true, but it's also, from what I can tell, has been a very different Bartram team. Bartram seems to they're a bit erratic on the season. They show flashes of being the Bartram of old, but they really haven't, from what I could tell, maintained that consistency week to week. They're coming off the loss to St. Augustine where they gave up a lot of points. Buchholz, as I saw with their game with Toccoa Creek, who, interesting enough, beat Bartram pretty convincingly, and Buchholz they put up 63 points on them. If Bartram is not able to handle a high-powered attack if Bartram can't handle Buchholz's high-powered attack, it's going to be much of what we saw last week when they played St. Augustine.
I mean, you might as well be telling them, though, to just go ahead and give up then. I mean, because when you got a receiver like Justin out there on the outside leading all of Class 6A in receiving yards and is one of the top receivers in the country right now in receiving yards for the class of 26. I mean, when you're doing that at a place like Buchholz, that's going to get you a lot of attention for this next recruiting cycle.
Guys?
Yeah.
Oh,
guys.
Yeah, we got you now.
And it's good you mentioned that name because that was the guy that went for 7 touchdowns when Buchholz played Toccoa Creek a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh, Charles,
you're coming in loud and clear.
How's my audio?
Uh-oh.
It's coming in loud and clear.
Yeah, we got you fine.
But I can't hear you all. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Testing.
There
Good?
we go. All right. Sorry, I had a stream link on YouTube on Facebook. Sorry about that. So, you were saying that it's a different Barton Trail team. This is kind of strong because they're 3 and 4 into this matchup against the Bobcats. What is the Bears' key for to pull off the upset at home against the Bobcats?
Well, considering how Buchholz has done offensively and how Bartram gave up points to St. Augustine last week, I say force turnovers, limit possessions, and try to keep the score down as much as they can. Because the more drives you give Buchholz, the more points they're going to put up. So I would say Bartram's key to the game is to control the time possession and try to limit the possessions that Buchholz does get.
Yeah, I would agree with that wide open passing attack, man. It's just going to be whether or not they can maybe create a couple of turnovers to gain a possession on it, but Buchholz puts up points like it's nobody's business. So, they're going to have to do something about creating some turnovers as well on defense just to really change the shift of possessions, or maybe they'll win the toss, defer, and be able to go 2 for 1 at the end of the first half and beginning of the second half and get up a possession. So I think right now they're going to have to see them create some turnovers on defense and create some extra possessions.
This is going to be a very tough game for the Bobcats going down to, I think that's St. Johns County down there, Barton Trail. I'm assuming that's correct. So that's going to be
right across St. Johns River.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a tough environment for Buchholz to go in there. But I think the Bobcats take care of business. They just kind of like you said, limit the turnovers, play clean football, continue to make those big plays downfield. Uh, Another Alachua County team is going on the road, and this is a tough one for the GHS Purple Hurricanes. They're going on Ocala Vanguard, and Vanguard, like we said, Hunter on Monday, is probably the hottest team in the area. What is a 7 consecutive games after the loss to Buchholz at home early on the year? What does the Purple Hurricanes? I'm gonna start with you, Robert. What does the Purple Hurricanes have to do to puff that major upset down there on Cal Friday against the Vanguard Knights?
Honestly, I have my doubts on whether or not they can pull off the upset because it seems like Vanguard can win defensive battles and they can put up points at the same time, right? I mean, whether you're looking at blanking South Sumter last week, blanking Newberry,
Yeah,
right? I mean, who right now is one of the hottest teams in the state as well. And that 23-point victory over Newberry looks like it's something else, right?
I'm trying to tell you.
So I think it's going to be tough for them to pull out the upset period. Like I don't really see too much of a path for them to do it. I mean, because GHS also lost 52-7 to Buchholz.
Yeah,
So I mean, if you're sitting here saying, what do you do? Like maybe they'll take it as a chip on their shoulder and say, yeah, hey, all right, this guy doesn't believe in us at all. Maybe they can do something with it, and I can give them a little motivation there to say, hey, make me a believer. But right now, it's hard to see.
and it's like, man, we thought GHS was the comeback team of the year. They started 3-1, 3-0, and then the last month before when the Hurricanes hit, everything kind of spiraled out of control. Losers of 3 of the last 4 games, including humiliated by Buchholz 2 weeks ago. Do you think the mojo has ran out Hunter for the Purple Hurricanes to make the playoffs, or do you think they have enough gas in the tank to make it in the postseason?
Oof. Well, I thought you were going one way with that question, so I was prepared for that. But I was thinking, like, I think right now what we're seeing is that you're seeing a Gainesville team that is starting to slowly build themselves back up, but they aren't there yet.
Uh-huh.
I think they have a shot to they might be like a first round team. I don't see them getting much further than that. I just don't I think they're at least a year away, maybe 2 from being where the Gainesville teams of the past may have been. But right now, you're seeing a team that is slowly trying to climb themselves back up the mountain a little bit. But Vanguard is a team that they're not necessarily on the mountain, but they're much further ahead than Gainesville is at this stage. I just don't see how Gainesville has a shot of winning this game.
Well, not
Uh,
only that, but if Gainesville doesn't pull it out, doesn't that eliminate them from playoff contention? Right? They'll
I,
be 0-3
I,
in district, and
I think so. I mean, that might be the knockout blow that might take the Campbells, the Humps back or something like that. I don't know.
yeah.
But they might have a makeup game because they did get a game canceled for Hurricane Helene, I believe. Or was that a bye week that when Hurricane Helene hit?
Well, if it's a 4-team district and they go 0-3 in district, I
I
think
think it
that's
hit.
it won't matter what their makeup game is.
What's GHS district records? 0-2,
Well, yeah, remember, it
0-3.
always comes down to the
They're
FHA
0, yeah,
standings. So
that's true. That's true. I don't know how you have a team that's 0-3 in the district though, and say, hey, the fourth best team in the district deserves one of the playoff spots.
Yeah. I mean, look at last year. Trinity Catholic and PKO was a 2-man district. And Trinity
Yep.
Catholic made it want to lose their record as the district champion. And they've been all the way to the state championship game last year. So, I mean, or close to it. So, I mean, like you say, the smaller the district, the higher chance you're making it. Because if it could be a 2-district team or a 3-district team, 2 or 3 gonna make it or both gonna make it. And that's thing's kind of messed up because back when I was in grade school, districts were even across the board. I believe was it 4 to 6 teams a district back in the 07 to 2010 when I was in high school. It was 4 to 6 teams a district where it was even field. I think it was the top 3 for 6. It was a 6 district league. The top 3 would have made it. The district champion, and then the 2 under the other 3 would have made nothing. They would have been going home. So now you got districts like PK and Trinity Catholic. They're in the same district. Like Trinity Catholic what is 7? They could possibly make the playoffs again. What a 7 record. That's how it was last year. They had a 2-something record. They made a 3-win streak to get the state championship game. So it's kind of backwards to me. I don't understand these two district teams or these 4 district teams. I don't understand it. It's always been confusing for me. But the next thing we're talking about,
that's just how things like you get more classifications. You get more like you have smaller districts with more classifications. Like I remember, like in the late I seen before, like the late '90s districts. Like Columbia had a district with St. Augustine and Lincoln in the district. So that's you're talking for St. Augustine and Lincoln. That's a 4-hour round, like it's a 4-hour bus trip. And yet nowadays, like you don't really see districts that are that spread out anymore. Because like I know one of the reasons that they kept changing to smaller districts in some areas, like the teams in the Panhandle, they didn't want to have like teams like Niceville didn't want to have to travel to Lincoln. And yet in the past you would have had 4-hour bus trips. Like it's of course that would have been that's the trade-off. If you have larger districts, it's larger travel, and the teams complain about the travel.
And that's thing that bothers me, man. You know, shit like we talked about this on Monday. You have all these schools that's within 25 to 30 minutes of each other, and you got to go 6 to 7 hours down the road. Like, for example, last year, y'all remember Bradford had to go way to Miami to play somebody? Y'all remember that day? They had to leave school on Friday morning or Thursday morning to stay the night in Miami to play that Friday morning against that Miami school. And then you got a school from Miami got to come up to play Columbia in next week, I think? Miami, North Miami Beach, something like that.
Yeah, that's the same team that played them during the COVID year.
It's like, what's with all these cross-state travels? Like, Bethune, Hawk got to go to IMG. Union County got to go way to Hudson. Newberry got to go way to Ocala. Like, that makes no sense. We got all these schools in between. I don't understand it. Santa Fe had to go all the way to Georgia to play somebody this year. Like, come on, man. We talked about this on Monday. They need to bring back districts. So all these schools that's within 25 to an hour minutes range, these will come together. Not these schools that's way in a whole other county or a whole other area code or a whole other state. They have to gas it. And that's why a lot of fans don't show up. Because you got to go way out your way. Not many schools are like close knitted. Like, for example, I'm not knocking out Santa Fe. This is a good example. Santa Fe will have all their fans that's over 6 go travel to play a team in Georgia. Compared to Williston, if they're over 6, they're going to travel because Williston going to support their fans. You can't go support their team. Hawthorne going to support their team. No matter what the record is, they're going to travel. Not every school has that same principle. You know, some schools will outpack the home team stands. Some schools will do that. If you see a school like Bradford going to travel. Columbia going to travel. Matt Roberts' dog licking himself, go travel.
This guy wanted nothing to do with me being in here, not giving him attention. Bad part is it's not even my dog. Guys, he just showed up. He showed up during the hurricane, like taking shelter under the trampoline, and was just like, "Y'all my people now." So, in fact, we helped him find a new home. He's going there tomorrow. So.
I want the districts back. All I want district play back to what it was 10 to 12 years ago. That's all I want. I ain't asking for nothing else. Welcome to the stream, C4. Twan, what's going on, everybody? Tony Lewis comment. They should allow anyone to make their own schedule, keep it within respectable classification. That is so true. I'm going to read that again so everybody can hear. They should allow anyone to make their own schedule, keep it within the respectable classification. That's so true. Why is it royalty got to play a 7A school? Why is it royalty got to play a 6A school like Hawthorne had to play Oakland this year? Why is Union County a 1A school, got to go 3.5 hours and play a 2A school? Why? Well, you got school that's other rural schools in the area. So I don't understand it, and I don't get it. When we was in grade school, we had districts. We had district play lined up with the school that's in your area. And those schools can't duck and dodge your schedule. They can't duck it. They can't dodge it. They have to play you. It was mandated back then. So when we played schools at Fort White every year, we had to play Fort White. We used to play Williston all the time. We had to play Williston every year. We used to play Stark every year. Now all these schools are ducking and dodging tradition. You see all these schools that you used to play when we was growing up not play each other no more. Why? I don't know. Maybe some schools got better and they scared of them. You know what I'm saying? That's probably what it is. Who knows? We don't know what these people thinking. But back then, that's what real competition was going on. Who was the best of the best? Now, we'll see y'all in the playoffs. Oh, we're scared to play y'all because y'all recruit. I'm tired of recruiting bull crap. Everybody recruits. Everybody recruits. Hawthorne recruits. Union County recruits. Williston recruits. Everybody recruits. So I would get that across right now. Everybody recruits in some fashion. I'm tired of hearing it. Just because one school does it doesn't mean your school. Your school does it in some kind of way. Everybody does. It's new age technology. It's like the NIL, Robert. Money talks. Opportunity talks.
Agreed.
So you have an opportunity to go play in a powerful school, and you got an opportunity to be great. You gonna leave. We already seen it happen before. Recently.
Happened to us this year.
Right. Come on, man. We lost our starting running back from a couple years ago, Benny Covey, to go to start. And he played running back for Cincinnati University. So
Columbia lost 4 players to Bradford.
Oh,
Including quarterback.
Man, stop that bull. Hey, Tony, you do recruit. Stop that, Tony. Stop Hawthorne recruits, just like everybody else in high school football group. But when you put the playoff start, you have to play with things. You're right. You got to play with your classification. But stop lying saying that you don't recruit. Y'all do recruit. Stop saying that. Hawthorne does recruit. Williston recruits. Union County recruits. Stark recruits.
Bradford.
Everybody recruits. I'm tired of hearing that. Everybody recruits.
My question I'm wondering is why can't Columbia not get Bradford or Baker County on the schedule for a regular season game? Because you would have 2 programs on both of those ends that would bring great gate for both teams.
Keisha, hold on. We get a little debate on this comment section. Y'all, everybody recruits, okay? It's everybody does their own kind of way of recruiting. It happens. Everybody does it. I don't want to hear that y'all don't do it. Y'all do. Y'all recruit. Come on now. Hey, Tony. I like.
Is that the only thing they're saying in the comments? Is arguing if they're recruiting or not?
Man, listen. Everybody recruits, man. That's the new age of high school football. Listen, high school football now, fellas, is like college football right now. NIL deals, transferring, recruiting. It's all going around. No matter if it's rule 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A. Everybody recruits.
Hey, Vernell Brown III just posted his deal with Adidas.
You see that car he got to?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey,
where does he play currently?
Y'all recruit, man. Listen, y'all Hawthorne fans.
Orlando.
Listen, I like y'all. Y'all a good team. But y'all gotta admit, but y'all recruit in some kind of way, some kind of fashion, bro. Come on now. Don't say, they just moved to Hawthorne because, they want to get a better opportunity. No, we ain't doing that. Listen, I'm not just picking out Hawthorne. Everybody does it. My high school does it. Everybody does it. It's a new age. You got to think, like Hunter, we got to get with times. We got to get with it.
Orlando Jones, by the way, Hunter.
Everybody recruits, man.
Okay.
She said,
now, hey,
kids should be allowed to go where they want, which is true. Kids should go where they want to. They have the right. But you can't go around saying like you don't recruit. If they don't come to your school, what that's called? What's it called? Recruiting. Man. Everybody recruits. That's like saying you're a college football coach. You say, I don't recruit no players. Yes, you do. You recruit. Y'all recruit. Listen, I love high school football, but you got to stop saying your school don't recruit. That's been a big topic for the last 4 or 5 years of rural football. Y'all recruiting this. Y'all recruit that player. Everybody recruits. I'm tired of hearing it.
Honestly, for me, it's not even the thing about recruiting that bothers me. It's the fact that certain schools will sit there and cry and moan about how they don't want to play so-and-so team, and they're just as guilty. And I know I'm going to hit some heat from a school that was taking a lot of shots at Coco back in the fall. Like, this was like 2 or 3 months ago, that a certain school that resides in Stark was very much taking shots at Coco, saying that they were recruiting all these players, and yet we can look at that certain school's roster and find players from 3 or 4 different counties coming in to play for them.
Right. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
Like, it's like, just be direct and be transparent and honest. Like, some of them, like if you're gonna get players in, cool. Like, it's the part of the game, but don't sit there and act like you're above it when you are just as guilty.
Listen, man. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I love high school football just like y'all do, but if you got to recruit to get an edge, I mean, it happens. I'm reading another comment. When I was in high school, we were stuck at schools with bad coaches. Because back then, when we was in school, Hunter, when you graduated?
17.
We know you graduated in 65. We're going to leave you alone, Robert. But
hey, whoa. Look, it was 02. All right. It was 02. So I got a little age on me. In fact, I'm on the whole recruiting front and everything. I'm gonna show my age and say my favorite Chappelle Show skit was him picking out of all his favorite amendments. His favorite is the 5th, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but the 5th.
Listen. hey, listen. A person commented saying they graduated 96. When you graduated, Robert?
02.
02.
So,
okay, so I got
yeah, we had that. We had I was part of that run from 98 through 01 where we went to 4 straight playoffs. So.
Well, you got some 90, you got some 96s in here and a 99 in here, so you got someone around the same boat as you. So you ain't the only one by yourself, bro. But let's be real. I mean, this is a really good discussion because a lot of people don't really want to dive into this topic, recruiting, because a lot of people say, "Oh, my school don't recruit." But see, when you was in school, Robert, y'all ain't doing a recruit. Y'all something. Well, listen, between your time and my time, nobody would recruit between 02 and 2010. Nobody was. Now your era, Hunter, them trying to recruit like doggone everybody Nick Saban, man. From 17 on out, man. Y'all was recruiting, man. I don't get anybody to say from 17 on up, yeah, y'all been recruiting. Oh, y'all, it's really bad when your era hit 17. Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, it happened back in 02.
I'd argue that they were recruiting like mid 2000s. Like, if you go to like the metro areas.
Well, hold on, don't forget, Union was doing it in the late 90s. I don't want to hear it.
Swanee in the late 80s too. They got busted for it.
Hey, listen. Yes, sir. It was recruited back then, but not as bad as it is now. No,
it's more open now. That's the difference.
Yes, well,
I mean, hold on. People were getting jobs out at the prison in Rayford. I don't want to hear it.
Oh, it's a good topic right here. What about transferring mid-season? What are your thoughts on transferring mid-season?
Oh, that shit.
I think I know what this was. This was about that. Wasn't there a player very recently that transferred from Central? The backup quarterback for Central ended up at Chaminade. I heard about that. But here's something that people don't realize. A few years ago, a 3-star player at Gulliver Prep, a private school, ended up at Central right before the playoffs. And it was dead silent across the board.
So let me ask you a question. Do you agree with transferring mid-season or no?
No.
I don't necessarily agree with it. I just think it should be consistent. Like, I think it's a lot of people are focusing on this one because it's a public school transfer to a private.
Right.
Then in reality, if it's wrong one way, it should be the wrong both ways.
Right.
There's not, like, especially under the current rules, there are public schools in this state that are recruiting worse than any private in the state of Florida.
I agree. Robert, what's your thoughts on recruiting mid-season? Yay or nay? I know you said nay, so give us.
I say nay, but the main reason why is because I still believe that if you, like, for us, right, you put on the red hat, you wear the red hat that season, right? You come in, you sign up, you go to war with your boys, and when you're bleeding with them side by side, that doesn't mean come and play against them the next week, right? I mean, this isn't Devontae Adams going and getting beat by the Steelers 2 weeks in a row, right? I mean, those guys get paid lots of money to get whooped by the Steelers 2 weeks in a row. But when you're getting out there with the kids you grew up with, right, that you've bled on the field with back in little league football, middle school football, JV football, and then varsity football, you stick it out, man.
Oh yeah, you got to. I mean, especially you've been there for how many years? 3, 4, 5 years, and all of a sudden you want to dip in the middle of the season.
Right.
And listen,
Like, I'm not a fan.
We'll be here all night talking about recruiting, guys. I mean, because there's so many different sides people take. Yeah, recruiting, but people recruit mid-season. People recruit first quarter season. People even recruit late in the season, which is kind of silly. So let's talk about some more games coming up this weekend. Let's talk about something overall. Who is your most disappointing team in the area and why? I'm going to start with you, Robert. Who's your most disappointing school of the year and why to this point?
Man, that's a great question. Holy smokes. I'll tell you
I might need a minute to
right
think of it.
now. Well, I mean, I'm gonna just go ahead and stay at home, right? Like we've had 2 straight 10-0 seasons, and now we're 4-3, looking at Newberry to stay from going 500. Right. So it's not like it's just really staring us in the face of going 5-4 to finish out the season and everything against Brick City and going into the playoffs. Now don't get me wrong, we've had a tough schedule, we've had some tough injuries, we had some tough breaks, and so I wouldn't say I'm disappointed in the boys or anything, right? Because they're playing their hearts out. It's just I know for them it's got to be disappointing to go from 10-0 and 10-0 in the regular season to 4-3, looking at a likely 5-4 finish, right?
Right.
Because they're going to be held against that previous standard of 10-0 the last 2 regular seasons. So regardless of what adversity they faced and what they've gone through this season, they're still going to be held to that standard. So it's a little disappointing for them, a little disappointing for us. But heck, if let's say they put it together and run through rural playoffs, all bets are off, right? Being it doesn't matter if you're 10-0 in the regular season, but you're 11-1 like we were last year, and you're not getting a ring, right? Or you're not making the title game. Let's say Williston turns around, makes the title game. Hey, all's forgiven. Let's go.
Cody Lewis comment saying Hawthorne for losing to Florida High. Listen, man, y'all can't.
A lot of people have done it this year. Florida High's good. Florida High is good.
Yeah.
A lot of people have done it this year.
Y'all can't.
Madison,
y'all can't say Hawthorne disappointed this year.
Yeah, Madison lost to him. Taylor County lost to him bad. Like, who else lost to Florida this year?
Hold
on, let me look it up. Yeah.
I said
let's look that one up because I
think Taylor County lost to him too, didn't they?
Yeah, that was one of the teams I said.
Taylor County lost 50-7. Yeah, Taylor County lost 50-7 to Florida High.
All right, hold on. Let's pull that up real quick because we need to go. We need to go check out Florida High because they're a little outside of our neck of the woods, so we're not as familiar with them.
So,
all right, let's see. So
why he's doing that, Hunter? What do you think of Florida High's chance to win the state this year?
What class are they in again? Because I keep losing track.
They're 2A, like in there with Cocoa Brad.
Beat Florida High first game of the season.
Yep.
I think it's gonna be tough. I think it's gonna be tough because I don't know if there's anyone in that class that could beat Cocoa.
Nobody close at all.
I think at best maybe the closest team is like maybe 17 from them.
So you have no team that
I don't think Newberry. I don't think Newberry's defense will let anybody get 17 away from them right now.
Yeah, that defense nasty.
I mean, Carter's got what?
People
15 sacks this season.
It's worth pointing out people said the same thing about Bradford a year ago until they actually had to play Cocoa.
Yeah.
That's true.
Cocoa just ran right through them like butter.
That title game, though. Bradford was throwing to one person all game, or either throwing to Cummins or they running that with the quarterbacks. All they did against Cocoa because they couldn't do nothing else.
Yeah, but their defense didn't hold up either. That was supposed to be their strength.
Well, the defense held as long as they could. It just got wore out because the offense couldn't do it with the football. And your offense can't do nothing. Defense constantly out there. Your defense will get tired. And they got eventually wore out.
That's true.
I can tell you this, though. My disappointing team, I have about 4 or 5 of them. I can't even pick just one. I got a top 5 disappointing team. I'm going to start. And I know my number 1 is going to be a surprise to y'all. My number 5 most disappointing team on the list. And the team is known for making the playoffs consistently for years. That's the Keystone Heights Indians. I think this year Keystone Heights has really hit rock bottom this year. Because to start the season 2-0 and to lose 6 straight games the way they have, it's pretty embarrassing. We know that Keystone Heights has been a consistent 5 to 6 win team every year. We can say that much. 5 to 6 to 7 wins. But to have a season they have it this year, it's pretty sad. They're going to get killed by Palaca on Friday, but to lose 7 straight games after starting 2-0 is pretty bad. I mean, you got to look yourself in the mirror. What is going on with the team? Schematically on offense, schematically on defense. What are y'all doing that's not right? That's one school right now I think should benefit dropping down in classification. I said that to y'all on Monday. Them and Santa Fe should be considered dropping lower in classification. Another school that's disappointing. That's like, wow. The Dixie County Bears. I mean, the Bears, who we talked about this on Monday, Robert, who's been a consistent playoff team for years.
Now just can't even find the end zone.
Man, can't get past a 50 at times, my brother. Can't get past a 50. And you tell them you 2-5, and you possibly go get blown out by West Nassau on Friday down there in Callahan. So it's gonna be an ugly day for the Bears down there on Friday. They can easily drop to 2-6. Another team that's supported is not rural at all. It's the Oak Hall Eagles. To have a season you had last year, 1 win away for the state title, and you're on the verge of falling under 500. You know, what they lose their head coach to Union County, but I feel like without their head coach, they lost their stride. Oak Hall's really fell under the radar. You know, Oak Hall's another supported team. Another team that won the title last year is on the verge of falling to 5 is the Lake Weir Hurricanes. Look at Lake Weir. They won the state title last year. And look where they are right now, 4-3 after a hot start. There are a lot of teams that had hot starts this year. Lake Weir is one of them. Bell was one of them. And it's starting to sputter down the stretch towards postseason play. So Lake Weir is a disappointing team to me. Who else? I'm not going to say GHS, but Columbia, man. What is up with the Tigers out there? I know that's your school, I know that's your boys, but to have back-to-back losing season at this point of the season, after what y'all been used to putting out there, y'all and Swanee is like even right now, in my opinion, because Swanee's having a bad year too. That's not a disappointing team. But my number 1 most disappointing team in the area, it's hard to say this, man, because this team is known for winning. It's the South Sumter Raiders. South Sumter, who's a constant 8 to 9 win season team. 3-5 right now. 3-5. I get their schedule been tough and all that other stuff, but they 3-5, and they could possibly go to 3-6 and might miss the postseason. When the last time you heard South Sumter miss the postseason? Any of y'all? When the last time you heard South Sumter have a losing record and miss the postseason? It's been a while, right?
Been a while.
So, and I
was still in high school last time they made the playoffs.
So, the honorable mention, I would say Fort White. I would say Fort White would be a disappointing. Fort White, but they're banged up injured, so I can't give them a disappointing season because they won 9 games last year, but they're banged up this year. They're really banged up over there at Fort White, so I'm not gonna give them a disappointing season. But to be South Sumter and to be a powerhouse in the area for many, many years, like a decent county, but to fall flat like this is crazy because this is not the South Sumter I was playing against. I saw watching play against my high school used to play him. When you County play South Sumter. This ain't the South Sumter team. So those are my 5 most disappointing teams. Hunter, who's your most disappointing team of the year at this point?
It's funny, like I was I was considering Columbia for a bit in this conversation just because I know that in terms of the teams in the area, they probably had some of the most struggles. But it is worth pointing out that when you look at the teams they lost to and the fact that they were without their starting quarterback for the first 5 games, I decided to go a little bit further out. My most disappointing team, I think, is University Christian out in Jacksonville.
Ooh.
Because when you look at where they were a year ago, in fact, I believe they knocked out Trinity Christian out of the playoffs a year ago. I expected this to be kind of the year where they finally had a season where not only they start ahead of University Christian, but
Right.
finish there. They've done a complete 180 from the team a year ago, and they may make the playoffs, but every like major game they play, they've lost.
Right. That's your most disappointing team?
Yeah.
Now, we're going to shift gears. Who's your most surprising team of the area this year? I'm going to start with you, Robert. Who's your most surprising team of the year in the area?
So I'll tell you right now, it shouldn't be a surprise. I'm just surprised with how well they're doing against everybody they play, and that's Vanguard.
Hold on. Before you go forward, I have a special guest coming on the show. From Union County High School. He's a 2013. Hold on, let me go ahead and bring him in. He is a 2013 state champion of the Trenton Tigers and Union County's own Joshua Bubba Smith. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, Whoop? What's up, man? What's up, guys?
How y'all doing, man? And welcome to the show, Josh. We're talking about our most surprising teams in the area. Robert, you said Ocala Vanguard. Josh, who's your surprising team of this year?
Newberry. I'm gonna go with Newberry.
Well, give me why Newberry.
You gotta think Newberry beat a very talented runner-up state champ, Bradford County Tornadoes. So you just can't look past that. That defensive line is stout too. You can't look past that either. And I don't go by record. I go by what I seen with my eyes on the field. So I'm gonna have to go with Newberry with my most surprising team.
Hunter?
I would say probably a tie between Eastside and Gainesville, because both of them have actually kind of exceeded my expectations. I thought both of them were going to struggle this year. I was actually surprised to see both of them, even at this stage, still be in playoff contention.
Yeah. I want to do two of them, be honest with you, because there's a couple teams. Actually, I got five. I think I hate me for doing five, but it's hard to pick one school. You feel me, Bubble? It's hard to pick one because there's so many good stories out there. One of them, and y'all gonna laugh at me for this one, Santa Fe. Because Santa Fe won to give me 2 years. They won their first game 2 weeks ago. Listen, hit me out before y'all start laughing at me. Santa Fe was not projected to win out one game this year, but to go and beat Keystone on homecoming, that is more of a surprise to me than anything at all. And I know Josh used to beat up on Keystone all the time in high school, so you already know how bad Keystone is. But Santa Fe is worse than Keystone, so we're not Keystone any losing streak against the Red Raiders. But look at Santa Fe with one dub a week after their coach quit on them. So that's a surprise to me. Okay, y'all laughing, y'all giving shoot messages, but I'm just saying, man, that's a surprise. But let's be serious though. You got Newberry, but that's not a surprise. I'm really surprised too. I say Newberry. You got, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna go a little further out the area. Gadsden County 7-1 though. My goodness, man. The Jaguars.
I didn't know Gadsden was 7-1. I didn't know Gadsden was 7-1.
Man, and they got a
only loss was the coffee.
They got Taylor County Friday night down there. Hey, man, that's gonna be a good game right now.
Now I watched Taylor County against Chiefland. They're one dimensional. They have no run game. So if they don't have no run game going into that game, it's gonna be a long night.
I saw the same thing when Taylor played Swanee last week.
Yeah.
PK Young 5-2, surprising. I mean, look at PK Young, and I know PK Young been mid for years, but to be better than Trinity Catholic, I mean, Josh, when do you ever think PK Young be better than Trinity Catholic in football? In the same
Next
season?
year. Next year.
Yeah. PK always been one of them. Yeah. But
Yeah.
PK always been
Well,
one of them teams who kind of have like little spurts where they have glimpses of being good, bro. Like they're like a quarterback maybe away from being that team. I'm telling you, PK
Man,
Young. I know they always get beat up on every year, and everybody look at them as the homecoming team, but they're not many players away from being back to PK Young football because PK Young ain't always been the laughing stock.
oh yeah, well, agreed. Hunter, who's
what I'm
yours? Or you
I
said
said
the
East Side in
Buolls?
Gainesville.
Oh, you said east
Yeah,
side of GHS. Now, Josh, I'm gonna give you the floor because you had a lot to say on Monday about some Hawthorne
yeah,
Hornet
yeah,
fans talking about the
yeah,
Tigers. So
yeah,
I'm gonna give
yeah.
you the floor for a few minutes to state and have your own Union County state of address. So, why do you think the Union County Tiger football team of 2024 is a team to beat or the best team in the air this year? So I'm gonna give you the floor.
Yeah, we've been the underdog we've been the underdog to Hawthorne and Madison, and we failed. We had a couple of games that we should have won over the years, like Chiefland and Northview. Those are two games that I feel like we should have had. Northview was to go to state to get our chance at Madison again after to get our chance at Hawthorne again after blowing 21-0 lead. You know what I'm saying? But we got a team, man. We the underdog. We always been the underdog, so we like to shot at those schools like that because we most of the kids on our team are from here. We might got one. We may have one or two kids that's not Union County. You know what I'm saying on our team, and that play a big part in it, bro. Because when you have kids coming in all throughout the year, they ain't got no chemistry. They don't know how to play with each other on the field. We play with each other on the field. You can go look at the film. You can go look at any team we done played. We've been picked to lose every game we played, and we're 7-0. You know what I'm saying? So we went down to Yulee. They had us picked to lose to Yulee by 2 touchdowns. We ended up winning by one. We went down to Baldwin, and I don't know if you ever seen Baldwin play. They have a whole track star on their receiving core. I think everyone for 100% with them boys, all them boys run at least a 10 something in the 100. I guarantee it. We for real. We were picked to lose against them, beat them, shut out. We shut them out actually. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm biased. I'm biased, but I feel like my Tigers are the team to go all the way this year. I like Hawthorne. They're young. They got a new quarterback. They got to adjust. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure their starting quarterback still hurt. I'm pretty sure. So you got to think they're rolling with a couple backups too. So you gotta look at that part of it too. How long is he gonna be out, and how long are they gonna be willing to withstand? Because they don't had a couple nail biters too. They went out. They went and lost to FSU, but they played their worst game of the season against them. If we're being real from a coaching standpoint, worst game of the season they played. So I'm like I say, I'm biased, but I feel like we got the team and athletes to do it. So
So now, so I got a couple
I heard the
comments from Hawk before you go, Robert. I got a couple comments from these Hawthorne fans right on cue when you started talking, Josh. You got please stop the schedule is weak. Another person saying the quarterback is back. He's been back for a while now. And you got Rondez on your side saying we only play who's on the schedule. Now Hawthorne fans said like on Monday night during our first podcast
we can't help who dunk our calls either. It's plenty of schools. I can't say much, but it's plenty of schools who be on the phone talking about nah, we don't want to, you know what I'm saying? So I'll leave that alone. I'll leave that conversation there alone. But
So my question
everybody,
because they were saying
everybody want to play it.
Hawthorne
Everybody want to
fans
play at their best.
so Hawthorne fans were saying that why did Lake Butler didn't want to play Hawthorne this year? So was it you're saying it's the other way around? Why Hawthorne want to play Lake Butler? Is that what you're saying?
You darn right. That's what it is. You know that you listen, listen. I'm
instigate.
just keeping it. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. I'm being real.
I do want to
Listen,
I want to jump in on this a little bit. Like obviously,
yeah.
this is not meant to hit any disrespect at Union at all because I respect y'all's program. But you said about ducking calls. I still know that there was conversations last year about getting that Union Columbia game rescheduled, and we couldn't get Union to call us back.
No, we wasn't going to listen. We wasn't going to Columbia. I'm gonna be real with you. We wasn't going over there to Columbia. Listen, I'm gonna be real. The Columbia thing that was more of a mutual agreement, and I understand where it came from because during that time it was a bunch of stuff going on. Like you know what I'm saying. And like I say, I don't regret. I don't blame Coach Thomas for not wanting to take his kids over there in a hostile environment where you know what I'm saying. You don't know what's going on. That's back to back weeks. They done had 2 incidents at their games. Do you want to take your team over there and risk that? You know, and our kids are hothead. They talk trash too. They're a bunch of country boys. They really do whatever too. So you go over there, two hotheads like that. That ain't gonna mix. You know what I'm saying? And I respect it. But no, we mutually agreed not to play Lake City. But I was more so speaking on the Barnyard Boys, whatever they call it, whatever it is they are over
Oh,
there.
the Burger
They're
Bar
ducking the
boys.
call. Yeah, they're ducking the call. I'm just that's
Oh,
just
Now,
they
that's
ducked
just
the
all to
call.
that.
now I'll throw it
Yeah,
out
that's
there.
all to that.
The only people who are worse returning phone calls than athletic directors are lawyers. All right. So I mean,
Yeah,
like, let's be
100%.
honest. Let's be honest, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I mean, some of this whole talk about not returning the phone call or ducking people and everything might just be because they're terrible at it.
Yeah.
And
Let's be
some
honest.
of some of us got to play each other in the playoffs too. That's I look at it like that too, man.
So
Like
let me
it
ask,
ain't like it
so let
was
me
back in the day. We used to have districts. Like we had no choice but to play.
Yep.
When I was
and
in
that's what
school,
we
we had
talked
no
about
choice but to
earlier
play
today.
Williston. Yeah, we can't
Yep.
duck Williston. You couldn't duck Williston. We had to play Chiefland, Dixie, every school in our district that was around. You had to play them. There was no, oh, y'all want to schedule this game? There was none of that. We had to play. So the
See,
Florida High School Association, that's their fault that we don't get to. That it's not like that anymore.
100%, 100%. Because also us as players back in the day, we would tell the coaches we want that smoke, right?
A
Like
hundred.
if it was purple hat on red hat. I mean, I even still got a couple scars from where a guy at Union County replaced his spikes with screws, right? They had to cauterize my arm shut on the sideline and everything.
All
All
right.
right. So I
So
mean,
hold
there's
on.
some bad
Before
blood
you
over there and everything.
Yeah, 100.
hold
Man,
on.
listen.
Hold on, Josh, before you keep going. So we got a lot of hate for the Hawthorne fans in the chat. So listen,
Man,
this been brewing since Monday. If I told y'all guys, Hunter and
yeah,
Brian, that
I've been
Hawthorne
waiting to
fans don't
address
want
this
to
since
see us
Monday. I've
all
been
win.
waiting.
Listen, so they said read Union County schedule. So I know Union County schedule.
Oh my.
So listen, y'all gonna judge our schedule. Listen, we beat the team that's in front of us, right?
They went in overtime with Oak Leaf. They went in overtime with an average Oak Leaf team. Let's be real here. They had to win off a Hail Mary. So judging by schedule, they haven't had the best schedule either. They don't have juggernauts on their schedule like that either. So we can go schedule
Oakley
for
did put
schedule.
up
We can do
50
that
on
all
balls.
day.
Go ahead, Hunter.
Oakley did put up 50 points on balls. They can't be that bad.
Yeah, but how good is Bowles too?
I saw them. They're the best team I've seen so far this year.
That's up in there because then again they said Zarapath was one of the best schools out of Jacksonville, and that was probably the worst team I've seen.
Hey,
Like
listen,
God, honest, I'm just
they
being
was saying
real.
that
Like
Zimmer crap saying Zarapat was the best team going at Jacksonville. Because I
well,
fight foot because
It's
we thought it was
awful.
Zarapat did.
you go by numbers. If you go look at max preps, if you're a max prep warrior like me, I look at max preps. It ain't gonna lie to me. So, it can because like I say, Zarapath came in. They had the leading receiver, leading quarterback, all right, in the nation, not just in classification. They're not even in the classification in the nation. They came in. I don't even think they scratched the surface in Union County. To be honest with you, I don't even think they had they on max prep. Say he had 250 yards. I would like everybody to watch the film and go back and you can clearly tell that kid didn't have 250 yards, so they're clearly pat statting. They're
I knew
clearly
that
stat patting over
Union was
there.
going to beat their path.
Yeah,
So,
I you know what I mean. I think we could beat Hawthorne. I mean, I'm just being real, but that's just the God honest truth about that.
so let me
Do you
ask
want
you
to
a
talk
question.
about the
Go ahead.
1R rankings that I had and see what his opinion is on it?
Yeah, so right now the Tigers, according to Hunter's rankings, are third behind Hawthorne and Madison. So
I
do
can
you agree
respect
with
that
those
though.
rankings?
Yeah, I can respect that. You Hawthorne is the defending 2-time state champion. So just off a rough season, you can't just dethrone them from where they're at. Madison's gonna always be in the top, no matter what. We're always gonna be straddling top five. I can live with that. But saying we're not one of the best in our class, that's what I can't agree with. But I agree with his list. I can go with us at 3.
So so let me ask you a question. Now Hunter, you made a statement on Sunday that losses Madison faced this year, which was to Pace, Lincoln, and who was it called? Florida High. Do you think the Tigers bubble would have knocked off at least one of those teams? So you do agree? Okay.
It's tough to say. Like,
Now go ahead, Hunter.
Wait,
No, he was
it's tough
agreeing
to
with what
say.
you
It's
were
like
saying
when
on
you.
Sunday about you cannot be in pace
Oh
4
yeah,
hour Lincoln. He agreed with you. So my question is
yeah.
this,
Like,
Hunter, do you think the Tigers deserve a 1 seed in this upcoming playoffs? Yes or no?
are they like? What region are they in? Those is what I'm
Are they only
wondering.
region 4, Josh?
Yeah.
Do you think the Tigers deserve a 1 seed in region 4?
Okay, who else is in there?
Who else is
Uh,
in there with us?
it's the
Nobody.
same team
Nobody.
last year. So Hilliard, Lafayette, Fort White,
We
uh,
put up. We put up
Madison.
45 on Lafayette in the second round, in the third round of the playoffs.
The
So
only school that's in our way is Madison. So they might get the 1
only
seed to Madison, cuz.
they can give it. But if like you say, if they're going by strength of schedule, you got to give it to Madison. I
Of
mean,
course,
that's
agreed. And
that's
that's what
obvious.
Tony
You know what I'm
said in the
saying?
comments. Strength of schedule gonna be a reason why we might be a 2 seed
Hell
instead of a
yeah.
1.
That's it. But that's every year. But
Yeah,
that's every year. We come it come down to our schedule, and like I say, I don't. We got to play who we play. I mean, we can't fault that. You know what I'm saying? And we can't help who don't want to schedule us. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that. But like what I said earlier, it's real hard not to play somebody when there's districts. I blame Florida High School Association. I don't blame none of like I said, I don't blame Hawthorne them. I don't want to play them if I don't got to play them either. But same with Coach Thomas, like he didn't want to play Lake City. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because we're supposed to go over there. You know what I'm saying? They came over here. I would have wanted to go. I like going. I wanted if it was if it was up to coaches, we would have played the Lake City game. But some things are in administrative hands. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't want to go play the game in Lake
For what
City.
it's
Like
worth,
as coaches, we wanted to go to Lake City.
I do want to throw at least point this out because like I know that this is something that got filtered around through a lot of people around when this happened, and there's a lot of inaccuracies around it. The first thing for starters, the two people that were arrested that came into that game, that incident at the Buell's game, neither one of them were Columbia High School students.
Yeah,
Yet Columbia took all the heat for it.
Yep. And I remember hearing that too. And that's why the coaches were like, and one of our former coaches is over there, Chris Martinez, and you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying. That's my guy.
he's a good buddy of
You know what I'm
mine.
saying. That's my guy. That's my guy right there. And like he said, he wanted to play just because you beat me one year. I want my lick back. With real football heads, you want your lick back, bro. Like you can't just you can't get me and I can't get you back. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I want to play, whether we lost or not. It's good for the kids because we never played Columbia ever. We're 15, 20 minutes down the road, never played each other. You know what I'm saying? The same with Williston and Bradford. We used to play Bradford and Williston all the time back in the day. Like I said,
Right.
Played them four
I was at
straight
Union
years.
County 3 years.
Actually, they had.
I was
It
at
was just
Union
back in the
County.
1930s.
They and think about it. We just broke the 40-year, 45-year streak with Newberry. We don't even play Newberry. You know what I'm saying? And that's a long streak to be playing somebody.
I'm
And it
surprised
just
Union
be
hasn't played Swanee.
Like
no,
I'll
I
tell you
can't.
right now.
I can't. It's if you knew the teams that we called to play, if half the teams that we called to play was on our schedule, we would be the number 1 seed with 5 losses. I promise to God we would. If half the teams, I promise to
Yeah, if I
God,
was running
we
the
would be the
FHSAA, Union, Chiefland, Newberry, right? Like Williston, you put all these schools together in a conference, right?
and let them
And
battle
then
it out.
seed them top 4, round robin them the entire year.
Yeah.
You'd have so much ticket sales every week,
I'm
people
trying to
coming. I
tell
Oh
mean,
my
because
you.
God.
Williston Newberry is going to be thousands deep tomorrow
Oh
night.
my God.
All right. Williston Newberry is going to be thousands deep tomorrow night.
1,000.
I'm telling you right
That's how it's
now.
always been though. It's always been standing room only at a Williston Newberry game. Anybody that within that 15 to 20 minute or 30-mile span, bro, is always going to be a good game because you got to think most of those guys have played against each other over the years. That's what it's all about. None of our
Mhm.
kids want to go to None of our kids want to go 3 hours and play no damn Hudson. We don't know none of that's not a you know what I'm saying? They don't really want
Like we
I'm just telling
we
you the
went
truth.
down to Zephyr Hills Christian Academy and we're like, who? Who cares, man? Like,
Never.
bring the smoke. I'm tired
That's
of
what.
this, like, ducking everybody. Bring that smoke. And I'm telling you, as soon as we go back to the red hat, right? I'm tired of the silver hat. Like, I want the
Yeah,
red
what's
hat
up with
back. I
Ohio
want to be
State?
the
Look, but now
color.
I got much respect. Now listen, much respect because that's a goat y'all have over there in Williston. That is a true
Yeah.
through and through goat y'all have over there in
Yes,
Williston.
sir. Oh, yeah.
That is, but that was my team. But I meant to tell you that was my team that I'm disappointed in is Williston. That's my team I'm disappointed in because the past 3 years they've been outside of my Tigers. That's been the only team that I rooted for because for one, big
Mhm.
money, and two, I like Pruitt.
Yeah.
But Pruitt got to throw the ball. He got to throw the ball if you want to win. You got to throw the ball, bro. I'm saying with my Tigers. I'm not. I know.
Hey,
So they probably gonna get in the
stop.
comments talking about, well, we don't throw the ball either. But my Tigers, we throwing the ball a little bit. We had 5 passing touchdowns, first time about 15 years last year. So we're making progress.
Yeah, stop listening to all the conversations of the Williston people, man. You're like, what are you spying on us with? You like hacked into our Alexas or something? What the heck, man?
Hey man, hey, hey man.
Would you like to
What?
see Madison and Union play in a regular season game?
Yes,
Every year.
every year I would love to play. Like back in when Woot was here, when Woot was in Union County, Madison. We played Madison back in the day, and it was when they had Nigel Bradham and guys like that on their team. That's when we was playing Madison. I want to get
And
back to that. You
he
know what
was
I'm
a
saying?
national. He was a national champion at Florida State.
Come on, he went. He went to my nose, man. You know that. So
Hey, we don't talk about
um,
those too much right now because
chill
Man,
out. We ain't on
I
that.
liked you until
Oh,
you
okay,
said you were a
okay.
null, man. I liked you until you said you were a null, man. God.
Die hard, man.
Hey,
Unfortunately,
hey, hey,
unfortunately.
Hunter. Hey, Hunter, you know who really run the state, man. You're a Gator fan, right?
Yeah.
Wait, say again?
You're a Gator fan, right?
It's interesting because it's for me like
Oh,
it's a
Lord,
weird.
here
Not
we
that's
It's
interesting. Hold
go.
on. You gotta
Hey,
Yeah,
finish
I
that,
like
Hunter.
brother.
that,
No,
Hunter.
no, no, no,
Don't
let
buy
me
into
tell you.
that.
Let me
Don't buy
explain.
into that if you ain't really rocking with them Gators, Hunter. Don't buy into that if you ain't rocking
Hey,
with them.
Hey, you know what?
what
Let's
I'm
flip the
saying is,
script right
I
quick,
graduated
cause
from UF, and yet I most of the time pull for Florida State when they play, because at the end of the day, I have more connection to them because of the fact that our head coach Brian Allen was turned down by UF and went to win a national
hey, I'm
title for
cutting the
those
lights
Noles.
off for y'all, man. Y'all disrespectful, man. I can't even deal with y'all right now, man. Hey, y'all
Turn
making
Well,
me
coach.
well,
sick right now, man. All these Seminoles up in the
well.
chat, man.
Whoop. I mean, bro, y'all haven't did anything since literally.
Nah,
I was
you
playing
know
Pop
what?
Warner. I was playing Pop Warner football last time y'all won a championship. I was playing Pop Warner
Hey,
football.
listen,
Keep in mind.
listen. Since Jameis come and Francois come, that New
Oh,
York Travelers come, what have y'all done?
What have y'all done? Y'all
You
haven't even
know
had a
what? What?
quarterback start for 2 straight years. Y'all haven't had a quarterback start 2 straight years. I don't want to hear that.
Listen, come on, light back on now. Hold on, cuz. Come on, light back on. Now you be disrespectful. We had a Heisman Trophy finalist at Kyle Trask. Now, don't forget that, cuz.
Oh, my bad, my
We had
bad.
3 straight New Year's Six bowl games under Mullen. Mullen should have got fired. I'm gonna say this again. Mullen shouldn't have got fired. We all agree. Mullen
No,
should have got fired.
he
wait.
shouldn't.
You should be top five?
You should. They Pierce trash body to go, man. I still don't want him here.
For what it's worth,
But
I
hey,
pull
hold
for
on.
Florida State in football. I typically pull for UF in the other sports. If that makes any sense.
No, it don't make any sense. It don't make any
Nah, it
sense
doesn't
at
make any
all.
sense.
Not at all. Not even close.
Hold on,
Like,
tell him, man. Tell him. You split household, man. Tell them they just gotta live with that, man.
hey, let's get back to high school. Let's
It
go over
is.
some more. And let's go over some more games for this weekend. Let's do a couple more games. Baker County against McCullough, man. What's y'all thoughts on that matchup down there? Go say Baker.
Um, that's a tough. I'm gonna go with Baker.
Baker over
I ain't
McCullough.
seen. I
Hunter.
haven't watched much Wakulla. I haven't watched much my Wakulla.
Hunter.
Same case, because the pros, I've seen with Baker, Swanee, and Gabi have all been tight battles with each other. I don't know. Waco may be the odd team out there. I'm gonna lean Baker.
Okay. Robert.
I'm gonna go Baker.
Baker. All right.
Yes, sir.
Our game of the week. Robert don't say a word. I know you're a Williston man. Josh, Newberry and Williston. Who should we take it and why?
I'm going with the Red Devils because I would never in my life go for a
Let's
Hornets. I'm
go.
going with the Red Devils.
All right. I like it.
All right, Hunter. Newberry or Williston? Who you got?
I don't have any direct ties to this, so I'm gonna have to go Newberry. I just gotta go with the hot team with some seriously good talent on that defensive line. I just think they're too strong in the trenches.
Wait, hold on, pause. Williston go against Newberry or Hawthorne?
No, Williston
Newberry.
played Newberry.
You can still take Williston. It's okay. All right, you can still ride with us. All right, because
Hey,
Rob, listen.
Robert, he about to
Listen.
listen.
Listen, man. I'm like Pat McAfee. Oh, I'm going with the Panthers.
I was wondering why you were talking about the Newberry Hornets.
Yeah. Charles had me mad. I'm still on that. They still got my mind boggled. I'm sorry, guys. Let me come back to it.
That's all right. The Hornets are living rent free in his head right now. Okay, so
Yeah. Have nightmares sometimes.
Hey, Tony Lewis said, "Bubble, get the Hornets off your mind, man."
rent free, right? Rent free.
Golly, I can't. It's hard, man. I lose sleep, man.
Running around, Freudian slip over
I lose
here.
sleep, man. Just so y'all know, before y'all ask me who for that game, y'all know I'm going against them, so don't even ask me about that game. You know who I'm going in. But I'm going with the Panthers. You can't go against that D line, bro.
Hawthorne got a bye week. Hawthorne play. Hawthorne got a bye week, or they play Christian Prep this week.
No, because seriously, because I haven't seen a D line. I haven't seen a D line like this since Jalen Parks and Corey Durham. That's between Micah Newton and Jaquez Carter. This is the best. This is the best defensive duo I've seen in a while.
Now, Bubble, who will get their first win of the year? Bellevue, St. Francis High School, or Bronson?
You could have left Bronson off that list. I'm gonna go with Bellevue.
Hey, you said Bronson ain't got no whole Parker.
They about like my Trenton Tigers, man. It's lost hope.
Year, so Trent got a dub this year, cuz. So they ain't that bad, cuz.
Thank you, Jesus.
But Trent got it. Hey, speaking of Trent, let's talk about the Trenton Tigers. Trent hosted Hamilton County. Hey, man, it's okay, man.
Listen, I'm a football. Listen, one thing about it, I love football, so I got to be honest with myself, and I'm going with the Trojans. So
Trojans over the Tigers. Robert.
The Hamilton County.
Hamilton County or Trenton? Robert.
Lost you for a second. Can you hear me?
Hey, Hamilton County versus Trenton.
Ooh, I'm gonna go Trenton just because I gotta go through there too often. I ain't picking against them. What you talking? That's too close to home, man. You don't go and pee in your own pool.
At 2-4, if Hamilton County wins Friday night, do they have a chance of sneaking in? Because they're 2-4 right now. Do you think the Trojans can sneak in if they beat Trenton on Friday?
Well, it's worth pointing out that with the changes to 1R, there's two brackets. So technically, they have to be within the top 32 in the class to make the playoffs?
Yeah, or 17, now, I think, something like that.
Where's Hamilton County currently at Max Fresh right now, top 32?
I don't know.
Probably 32. I'm not sure.
Let me look at it right now, because that's a good question. Let me look at it right now. I'm in the next game. I'm gonna start with you, Hunter. Apopka versus Madison County.
I like Madison there. I just from what I gather with Apopka, they've struggled on offense, and even one of my sources down there in Orlando basically said straight out that he wasn't traveling to the game because he didn't think that Apopka would put up enough points to even make it close.
Right. Hold on, I'm gonna read you these recent that came out the 22nd. Max Prep's Class Rural High School rankings from 32 to number 1. And I want y'all to get your thoughts about it. Starting with you, Hunter. Number 32. Let me turn the page. Number 32 is Hilliard. 32 is Hilliard. The Flashes come in at 1-7. And number 32. Weaver Hitchcock is number 31. Trenton is number 30. Your Tigers up there, Josh, in the top 32.
Let's go, baby.
Liberty County, Bristol at 1-8, number 29. Vernon at 2-6 at 28. Good old Northview, Josh, at 27 at 2-7.
Damn.
Branford at number 26 at 3-3. Number 25, Sneeds at 3-5. Number 24, Franklin County at 6-2. Number 24. Baker Gators.
But see, that's what I'm saying. The schedule helps a lot of them. Because a lot of them are being by who they play.
Hamilton County at number 22 at 2-5. You got Marathon, the newest Rural 2 at 21. Dixon County at 20. Monroe at 19. Port St. Joe at 18. Arcilla Christian at 17. Moorhaven at 16. Fort Meade at 15. Wildwood at 14. Holmes County at 13. Bluntstown at 12. Cottondale at 11. Your top 10. Chipley number 10. Lafayette at number 9. Jay at number 7. Jay at 8. Fort White number 7. Williston number 6 now. Chiefland number 5. Pahokee 4. Union County 3. Madison 2. And Hawthorne 1. What are your thoughts on the top 32 teams in Rural? Start out with you, Hunter.
I think there's way too many teams that are going to be making the playoffs that probably don't belong in that back half.
Especially as half of these teams has one win or less.
And I think it's kind of like when you have a classification with, like, what is it, 37 teams, and you're having 32 of them making the playoffs, like, what is that, like 90% of them? That is a very pronounced issue. And it's like, at what point is enough with, like, does, like, the playoffs, you're essentially foregoing the regular season. You're just playing for seeding at that point.
Right. So you telling me you have a team that's 1-5, that's in the top 25 in your classification is nuts. Like, you look at number 25. Yeah, okay, you have Frank County who's 6-2, right, at 24, but you got a 1-5 Fort Meade at 15. Now, what sense does that make?
And interesting enough, being at 15 would actually put them on the top half bracket, not the bottom half.
Right. That's suicide for them, to be honest, because you got Arcilla Christian who be on the bottom half 8-0 at 17.
Yeah, at 17, that would put them at the highest ranked of that bottom half.
Which is the only competition really on that side of the bracket will probably be Baker. You got Baker, maybe Franklin County, Marathon from South Florida, and that's pretty much it. This back half is garbage. So really,
yeah, it's like I heard Brantford listed, but Brantford is awful. Like they lose to every decent team they play.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely awful this year. This got to be fixed, man. Rob, what's your thoughts on the top 32?
I'll tell you right now, some of these teams don't need to be in the playoffs with these records and these schedules. Simple as that. Like, the playoffs used to mean something.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like back when it was district champs and runner-ups got in, and you were looking at 3 to 4 other teams in the district who were sitting at home come week 12. Right now it's like, I mean, because there's only a few of us in Williston who had been to 4 straight playoffs, right? Because it used to mean something. Now we're probably getting in. We're getting in regardless of how we finish out the season. And like I said, we're just playing for seeding. right? So it's like there's got to be something said about this whole classification having 32. Yeah, it's not working for me.
Cause that sound like I think at least about 5 teams I just named have 2 losses on me, two wins or less. Those schools are there's 2 wins or less in the top 32. Is Trenton, Weaver Hitchcock, Hilliard, Liberty County, Vernon, Northview, Hamilton County, and Fort Meade and Moorhaven and Wildwood. Those are the 6 schools that's in the top 32 with 2 wins or less. And they got an undefeated Osceola Christian at 17. We have a 1-5 Fort Meade team and 1-5 at 15.
And what's sad is some of those teams with those losses, they're not even playing great schedules. Some of them playing average to below average schedules with 2 wins, and they're still in the top 32.
The schools that's on the outside looking in, so notable schools, I'll read a couple of schools that's on the outside looking in. The last 2 schools that's not going to be able to get in is Central at 0-6 and Taylor Pearson at 2-4. So this game Taylor Pearson has against Crescent City is very huge for them. And Taylor Pearson knock off Crescent City, they'll definitely in the top 32 next week for sure. But that's a big
I saw that. I think Crescent City's won 17 of the last 18 or something
against Pearson Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough hill to climb. Good thing the game's at home, but Crescent City it's like gonna be a steamroll session for the Raiders on Friday. Wow, we're hour 17 in, guys. I know my brother, I ain't gonna hold you up too long tonight. I know last night, Monday night, we was on for almost 2 hours. So I don't want to hold y'all guys up much longer, but we'll definitely reconvene on Monday, guys. Because it's definitely almost not. It's definitely 9 o'clock, and I definitely don't want to hold you up too long tonight. Let's bring on Josh on for a couple. Hey, Josh, did you hear that top 32?
Yeah, I was having camera issues. I was trying to figure out how to get back in. Yeah, my fault.
So what are your thoughts on the top 32 before we sign off for the night?
Really, some of them schools, they're not gonna make it. So really, the Panhandle is the weakest of the bracket. I'm just go ahead and be real. Everybody on this side of the bracket is the strongest. So that top 10 around here is gonna be your strong suits. Everybody below that, their schedule's weak, and then when it comes to playoffs, they're not gonna be able to compete. I can already see that because I went through.
Wasn't Jay undefeated? Who did the first loss came against, Hunter? Who Jay lost to?
Yeah, I was looking at Jay. I was just looking at Jay earlier. They're 8-0. Some of them are 8-0 and only like 20. You know what I mean? That's
so the Christian man.
Let me look at the Jay Royal schedule. Cause they shut out Northview on Saturday.
Yeah, Jay's number 8, and they played Vernon, Freeport, Lighthouse Private Christian Academy. They beat Baker 41-0. They beat Chipley 23-13.
Oh, they lost to Flowbatten. What school is Flowbatten, Hunter?
Say again?
Flowbatten High School.
The Deaf and Blind.
Cause they got beat pretty bad. They actually lost by 7. Let me see where Flowbatten from.
I think they Florida Deaf and Blind. They play in the SSAA.
Yeah, Flowbatten Hurricanes from Flowbatten, Alabama. That's a team out of state. Okay. They lost to a 4-4 team from out of state.
Wow. Yeah, and the quarterback went 4 for 11, 19 yards. That's not going to win you a football game.
Who, Jay?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, guys, I appreciate y'all hopping on tonight, man. The hours get a little late, man. I know these guys got to call it tonight. Josh,
Bubba. I gotta take a nap before Black Ops 6 at midnight, man.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Bubba, I need you here Monday because you come back again Monday night, so we back again.
Yeah, I'll be back, man. I'll be back. I appreciate y'all having me, though, man.
Hey, man, we appreciate Joshua Smith, Trent Tigers 2013 state champion.
2015. Whoop.
2015, my bad. I'm sorry, man. Let me beat me up. Tiger fanatic, Joshua Smith. Appreciate you coming on, Bubba. I want to thank
hey, man, my get him right on that state title, man.
Yeah,
man. I gotta make sure my brother name right. My brother state title name right. I want to thank Robert Mack of Williston Sports Station.
Appreciate you, man.
Hunter, what is your I forgot what is your handle, cuz? What is your handle? I barely see.
I put like 3 different ones.
So y'all shout out y'all social media handles again before we sign out, guys.
Yeah, y'all can hit me up at youtube.com/at Williston Sports Station, Facebook.com/Williston Sports Station, or X.com@Watch the Dub.
And Hunter?
For me, a man of many hats. 792 Florida Sports, and also running the show here at North Florida Raiders and Gateway Training. And I'll try to get a actual social media thing set up for the next show.
Well, I appreciate y'all guys tuning in tonight, guys. Follow Jackson Sports Media on Facebook. Follow my page, Worldwide on YouTube. We're gonna. I want to make an announcement before we sign off. This is our new panel. This is our new panel that I dreamed about for weeks. Robert was the first one I communicated with. That Hunter came along. This is my new co-host for high school football final for the foreseeable future. So I'm excited to have Hunter Williams on the 792 Sports, a Williston Sports Station host, Robert Mack on. So I'm excited to have these guys along. Playoff football. Hey, listen, with Selection Saturday comes, guys, we're going to have a ball that Saturday, guys. We're going to do a lot of deep diving in, our picks for state champions, and we're going to go each week along the way till we crown the state champion in rural football and throughout the state of Florida. Guys, I want to thank y'all again for tuning in tonight. Like and subscribe all of our sports social media handles. And we're back again Monday night for high school football week 10 review. Review. And we'll see y'all again next week, guys. You have a blessed night, guys.
See you.